Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Far Lands or Bust, episode 267. Yes, I heard you, Wolfie. We are getting moving. We're watching things burn in the distance on the horizon, escaping last episode's hidey hole, grabbing Wolfie, getting rid of some residual inventory, and continuing in a westward direction towards the Far Lands, grabbing some water, and watching out for the creeper. Wow, whoa, there's a couple of them. Hey, surprise guy, I apologize for taking some water from your house. I promise I will not return to do that again, because I am not walking back in this direction ever. So please enjoy your little beachside abode. And stay out of my hidey hole until I can reset my spawn at the next bed. So, alright, that got the blood pumping a little bit, I suppose, but we're back in Far Lands or Bust. Like I said, episode 267. Today is I don't know what today is. Hold on. Today is Tuesday, July 9th, 2013. A little bit of a timestamp on these Far Lands or Bust episodes. And our Child's Play charity fundraiser that we have been doing this season of Far Lands or Bust. We're trying to raise $100,000 for Child's Play charity. We are currently at $35,363.70. I do appreciate all of the new donations, lava. And all of the continued support for Child's Play charity. They help get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. Obviously a great cause to get behind. You can learn more about Child's Play charity at childsplaycharity.org. And yeah, like I said, we're trying to raise $100,000 this season. And when we do, that is when I will finally press F3. We do not know how far I have come since the beginning of this season until we reach that charity goal. So donate at farlandsorbust.com using the little donate widget button on the homepage. Tracker thingamabob, who's he what's it, and we'll get there a lot faster. Woof, woof indeed, Wolfie, woof indeed. Let's grab a boat and make a little bit of progress this way. Speaking of charity, there's other charitable things going on in gaming and YouTube and Let's Players. Oh god, watch out for the water. Or, I want to stay on the water. I'm watching out for the sand, the beach, and Wolfie. Alright, continuing on. I mentioned in the last episode, Zeldathon, still going on. They have, probably when this video gets up, probably about 24 hours remaining in Zeldathon. They so far have raised $34,400 plus. It's going to be a little bit more, I'm assuming, by the time this video gets up. Over the weekend, they're raising money for the National Foundation for Transplants. So go check them out and support them in their last 24 hours of live streaming all the Zelda games over at Zeldathon.net. That, of course, our friend MC Gamer, Pause on Pause, is also participating this year in the flesh. They do a lot of the kind of milestone stunts, pranky type of things, I suppose. You know, they've done shots of hot sauce. Pause got his nails sparkly polished. Fun things like that I particularly, I don't participate too much in. I shaved my head at the beginning of the year for the Jason Statham initiative, but if that's the type of fundraising you enjoy, that type of entertaining stunt milestone things, then go check out Zeldathon. We're a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more just about the journey, about talking, just about helping out Child's Play charity here at Far Lands or Bust. We take it easy. Indeed, although I wouldn't mind reaching more milestones. And I have been getting quite a few questions. I got a question from a donator, I had a few questions in the comments about when will the next flob-athon be. Well, previously, oh, am I going the right way? Oh my god, I have not been going the right way. Things seemed off. Things seemed off indeed. Sorry, Wolfie. We've been going a little bit, what is this? South. for about half a day here. Probably that creeper encounter threw me a little bit off. So there we go. Perhaps in the next overviewer map on the website, when we do reach our next goal, we'll have a nice little L shape at this point. But it's always messes up the estimations. People estimating how far I've come and how much further I have to go and how much more time, how many more episodes. My little detours like that always screw things up just a little bit. Oh. It's not the destination, guys. It's the journey. And sometimes along the journey, you get lost and forget to ask for directions. Oh, that's pretty funny. Anyway, as I was saying, people were asking, when am I going to do another flob-athon? When will be the next flob-athon? Historically speaking, flob-athons have taken place after we reach our 100% goal. So last season, after we reached $29,220, I did the flob-athon, and then we simply raised money on top of that during the flob-athon as kind of bonus. We more than doubled that last season, which was the kind of the goal to get us past. That convinced me to attend Minecon 2012 in Paris. I'm still, like I said, I'm very casual about the whole thing. I don't have definitive plans. I tend not to make a huge event out of it. Like, obviously, Zeldathon has, like, live stream webcams and couches and friends and people and guests and stunts and things like that. Flob-athons are generally a little bit more low-key than that. Of course, I should be saying this in the case that the last flob-athon took place before I even had 100,000 subscribers, I believe, and now we're over 200,000 on the YouTube anyway. So I'm not sure what they will become come the next flob-athon. But I do realize, the point I'm getting to is that I do realize $100,000 is quite the significant goal to reach. So perhaps I will not wait until we reach specifically $100,000 to have flob-athon, because then it might be another year or so. And I certainly don't want people to lose interest or forget about... Don't forget about Dre. No, don't forget about flob-athons or Farlands or Bust. So it might be a thing. I've been trying... Ooh, careful, Wolfie. I've been trying to decide that I hold a flob-athon before we reach the goal, and then it be the goal of flob-athon to get that last, you know, X% raised for Child's Play charity. I don't know, maybe we'll do flob-athon when we reach 50% or so. I should be careful what I say, because if I start to say things like this, then suddenly next week we'll reach 50%, which would be a great thing, don't get me wrong, but I will be totally unprepared for such a thing to plan another flob-athon. So I'm just thinking, perhaps. And then that way also, you know, a lot of people think when I say, oh, when we reach 100%, I'm going to press F3. Last season, people were confused when I didn't press F3 in the episode that announced we reached 100%. But it was at the end of the flob-athon, which was another couple weeks away or something like that. So it might make a little bit more sense to hold the flob-athon, to try to raise the rest, the final amount, and then when we do, that is when I'll press F3 live on camera, on live stream, on Twitch, on you know, I'll record it also and upload it to YouTube, obviously, but, Wolfie! But yeah, just ideas in my head. See, I'm a one-man crew here. I'm not saying I have all the answers or I have all the plans set out. I mean, in terms of, you know, these things are actually quite significant to plan. Zeldathon is you know, the brainchild, I believe. I know his friends are involved in things like that, but of MC Gamer, and I know the weeks running up to it, he's quite busy, quite stressed out, setting everything up, having troubleshooting problems, getting the website and live streams and the set, lights, cameras, actions all set up. So that's, to be honest, why I try to keep it a little bit simpler. I mean, even with Mark IRL, who works for Mojang, he does Minecraft Marathon, and I think they, like, rented out, like, a space. They had, like, people, like, at the phones, almost kind of like a telethon sort of thing. So I don't know that I quite have the resources. I'm sure I could pull help together to be able to run such an event, but I don't quite have the resources. Nor do I, I don't know that I even want to do that sort of thing. Come on, Light, update. So I don't know. Still, just ideas in my head. I do, like I said, I appreciate the continued, very constant and steady support for Child's Play charity and Far Lands or Bust. That's the most I can ask for at this time. And we'll take it as it is. But those are just some ideas floating around in my head. I know in the comments you guys will be like, that's a great idea. Schedule it for next weekend. But be patient. We'll work on it. A lot of things going on. Especially, let's go to sleep before things get dangerous. And awakeness. And flob-athonness. Woof, Wolfie. Ooh, he's ready to get going. It's like we were walking the wrong way there for a couple minutes there. Got time to make up. Things to see. Places to explore. Like this kind of interesting hilly area over here. Ooh, I kind of like this. I know I'm traveling the wrong direction. I'm just trying to check this area out. So yeah, that's how that goes. I suppose, speaking more generally of topics we often talk about in Far Lands or Bust, schedule's a little bit wibbly wobbly. I wanted to get up a Mindcrack episode yesterday because I've been falling a little bit behind with the timeline there. A lot of people end up watching my videos that I release on the Mindcrack server to see how things were like a week ago. While everybody else is building their giant houses and monuments and things, you view my videos and, you know, I recorded them days beforehand when those things didn't exist. So it's like nostalgia tour, even though I'm still recording at the same pace. So I had to get a Mindcrack episode up yesterday, Monday, so we'll figure out something. I still would like to get 3 Far Lands or Bustes episodes up this week. So perhaps Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday or something this week. But yesterday, I made note, and I meant to mention that yesterday, the 8th of July, was the 2-year anniversary for the final space shuttle launch of Atlantis on STS-135. So it means it has been 2 years since a space shuttle has launched into space. Which is a sad thing indeed. I was very much considering attending that launch. I tried to and failed to get on the NASA tweet up. I tried and failed to purchase public tickets. Those, the way they, I think in a past episode, perhaps the episode talking about the Space Shuttle launch, ranted and raved about the way Kennedy Space Center, the Visitor Center, was responsible for selling public tickets, the way they had some sort of crazy, careful Wolfie, not so fair lottery system to get tickets. Bloop. I failed that, but I was like, oh, maybe I could, like, just view it. You could view it from all over, you know, further away. I was talking to friends on Twitter I had made at previous NASA tweet-ups and things, and it just, I decided to pass. I'd been disappointed in the past, having traveled all the way to Florida to catch a space shuttle launch, only to have it be canceled or scrubbed, and you know, I wasn't able to change my my plans, or, you know, just the costs involved. So excuse me, I never got to see a space shuttle launch up close. But yeah, the last space shuttle launch was 2 years ago, and Atlantis is actually now displayed at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center. It was open to the public on the 29th of June. Very cool display. It's kind of up on an angle, and it's got the cargo doors open and the Canada arm extended. There's a replica of the Hubble Space Telescope there. The Hubble is a gigantic thing. If you've ever been to the Washington, D.C., what is it called? Air and Space Museum, they also have a replica of the Hubble Space Telescope. It's a gigantic thing. It's bigger than your house, probably. So that'll be cool to see. Like I said, Minecon happening in Orlando this year, so I do believe I will be arranging a time to visit Kennedy Space Center. We'll have more news about that as more news and schedules get figured out for what Minecon is going on, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. I already saw Atlantis at the Juno, or no, it was the SpaceX NASA tweet up. I saw Discovery in the VAB during the Juno NASA tweet up. I saw Atlantis, excuse me, in the OPF, the Orbiter Processing Facility. It's kind of its hangar, its garage, I guess you could call it. Up close and personal, I saw Atlantis, right, walking underneath it. Woo. So I don't know. It's nobody else will ever get that view because it is now on permanent display in Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center. But I guess the only orbiter I've yet to see is Endeavour, which is in California. But like I said, I'm in no rush to visit California or LA, where it's at. So yeah, looking forward to that. And also, as we're recording this, another spacey news, I suppose, Kevin Spacey. There are 2 astronauts doing a spacewalk around the International Space Station. One of the tasks is that they're actually putting a protective cover over the I forgot which module it was, but the docking port that was once used as the space shuttle docking port, since it's obviously not going to be used anymore, there's no more space shuttles. They're putting a protective cover over that. They're also, switching out, there was a camera on the exterior of the space station that was broken. They're replacing that. A couple truss things to prepare for those, I remember I mentioned the emergency spacewalk they had to do a few months ago for the coolant system, more mounting hardware for kind of a revamped coolant system and stuff, I think. Radiators, pumps, stuff like that. So that's really cool. And one of the astronauts is Luca Permitino? Sorry. But he's the first Italian astronaut to do a spacewalk. So that's cool. And yeah, I've been watching that live on NASA television. It's always cool. You can hear the radio chatter, and they have the onboard cameras on the spacesuits and the external cameras and the space station following along. Really cool stuff. Indeed. Hello. Iron. Hopefully still with us, right? Yep. Yeah, so that's cool. Space news, kind of a cool little anecdote, little trivia there. History. 2 years since Space Shuttles has lifted off, and indeed, now we have SpaceX working on getting astronauts to the space station eventually. I think they're saying 2015, 2016, thereabouts, starting to test their manned Dragon capsule. Maybe not manned, but, testing it and rating it for manned flights and things like that. Also, more videos popping up of the further tests they're doing. The SpaceX has their Grasshopper technology, which is mental idea, but it just might work. Where the first stage of the SpaceX Falcon rocket is going to be planned to be able to, instead of just re-entering and crashing into the ocean, as many first stages do, turn around and then come back and land vertically back at the launch site so you can save that first stage and make it reusable. And there's this Grasshopper is kind of the test platform. It's like a 16-story tall rocket, the first stage of the rocket, essentially, that has legs, and it lifts off and adjusts and then goes back down and lands, and it's recently done like a 400-foot altitude test where it hovers for a little bit and then goes back down. Pretty cool videos popping up on the SpaceX YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Whoop. Where's Wolfie? There he is. Alright, I'm always afraid he's going to spawn like underneath the ice. And that would be tragedy! So yeah, just... Okay, now he won't spawn because it's too deep. Got it. Although this is concerning. Alright, he's still over there. Sounded like there was an air pocket underneath there. I heard flowing water. Wolfie, why don't you... spawn. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Concern. I don't think he should be spawning. Maybe he'll spawn on the beach over here. I'll see you on the beach. Come on, Wolfie. Oh no. Oh dear. There he is. Alright. I'm gonna have to start, like, avoiding ice plains and ice oceans, I think. It hasn't happened yet, but I could just foresee that happening. It's happened to other people I've watched in videos and other versions of Minecraft. But yeah, otherwise, I also talked about a few episodes ago my cell phone plan being bought out, sold to Sprint, and me needing to buy a new cell phone because the cell phone that I do have doesn't work with any further carriers. I did. I went with the Nexus 4. It came in like a day. I didn't order next day shipping, but it came in a day. I bought directly from Google. The Googles! Woof! And I'm trying out the T-Mobile has a pay-as-you-go, no-contract plan that... I like how people have deemed it the introvert plan since I mentioned it, because it has unlimited data and texting, but it only has 100 minutes per month, which I've barely used over 50 just looking at my history with my current, or well, ex-carrier, I guess. Going with that, saving a lot of money, despite, I suppose, the initial expense of the Nexus 4. So I'm so far, in the few days I've had it, I'm very happy with it. There was a little bit of a delay in getting the phone numbers ported over. I did it via the web, and they said it would take 24 hours, and I never heard anything 48 hours later, so I had to call them, and then talk to somebody who I didn't understand their accent. And then they said, okay, we've got it now, it'll take another 24 to 48 hours. I'm like, no! But then later that night, I got the text message, hooray, your phone number's been transferred, everything was set up, and here we go. I've got a new phone. It's very snappy. I do think I recommend the Nexus 4 if you're looking for an unlocked cellular telephone. And, you know, without a contract or anything like that. And happy indeed. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up all around for a resolution to that kerfuffle. Kerfuffle. Let's go to sleep. And kerfuffleness. Right, Wolfie? Whoa, I was like really close to the microphone there, sorry. Wolf, yeah, sorry. Too loud, too loud. Every episode, I keep saying I have so many questions from donators and commenters, and they're all backlogged up, and yet I still take two Minecraft days to just flap my gums about anything else. But yeah, let's answer a few of those questions while we have some time here from a donator, Dragon Girl 617. Did you have braces when you were a kid? I have indeed told this and a few related stories in the past, but I did have braces. I don't know how to put it, in a significant manner. I had braces for about 5 years, which was far longer than the initial, oh, well, they'll just take 2 years, you know, from the orthodontist. I've told the story about, I think I've told the story. Anyway, I had a significant overbite. They say, ooh, possibly due to the fact that when I was a toddler, I sucked my thumb a lot growing up. Perhaps, I don't know, just very significant overbite. Like, you could actually, speaking of your thumb, you could fit your thumb, well, not your thumb, I'm not going to let people stick their thumbs in my mouth, but I could fit my thumb between the space between my front, or my top and my bottom teeth, with my mouth closed. So it was a significant What is this, UHC? Is somebody, like, digging a thing down here? What is this nonsense? Hello? Is anybody doing some branch mining down here? That's weird. That's like a perfect staircase. Anyway, so yeah, I had quite the significant overbite. So I needed braces. I also, because of that, had to have the headgear. That's kind of the big wire metal contraption that plugs into your teeth and wraps around the back of your neck, and then it pulls your teeth backwards, your front top teeth. Only thankfully had to wear that overnight. I didn't have to wear that in public, which was just very nice. Very painful, though. Very restrictive. So I had that problem. But yeah, over 5 years, I told the story about how it was a very unpleasant experience, not only for the fact that I think I got them in the 5th grade, so I had them all through middle school and for the first half of high school. So right through the most delicate, formative, social years of a person's life. Just great timing to be ridiculed and excluded from society in general, as I saw it anyway in high school and middle school, from my peers. Very self-conscious about that. I told the stories, careful Wolfie, about how my ooh, it's a nice place. Whoa, it's like cool and stuff. Told the stories about how my orthodontist in general was a jerk. You know, like I said, I got it when I was in the 5th grade. I'm still technically a kid, I guess. He would often get quite angry, like audibly angry and scoldish when I would break my braces. Very hard to not break metal wire frames held together by glue, cement, and rubber bands in your mouth. Even when you try your best not to, they would break. And I would often get reprimanded for such things by the orthodontist. Pretty much a jerk. What else? Trying to think of other stories of it. It's just a terrible thing. Yes, my teeth ended up in much better shape than what they would have been had I not had the braces. But even, you know, because my orthodontist was a jerk after I had the braces out and after we had, myself and my teeth, we are multiple people here. After I had, you know, you get I don't know if a lot of other people had this, but in between getting the braces out and getting the retainer, I had this kind of middle stage retainer. It was like a mouth guard. It was like a rubber mouth guard. Reminds me of what like football players wear and stuff, but it had the impression of my teeth in it, and I had to wear that to get, I suppose their explanation was it gets the teeth to move that final amount to get locked in. And that was extraordinarily painful. It really irritated my gums. So I didn't wear that as much as I should have, and once again got scolded by the orthodontist for not being Wolfie, for not being so on the ball with that. So that was annoying. And then I also then I got the retainer, but at that point I was, you know, a senior in high school. What is that? Oh, it's water. Whoa, hey guys. I was a senior in high school. I was a little bit more determined in my independence, I suppose. And I'm like, this guy's a jerk. Screw him. So I kind of just stopped going to checkups and stopped, you know, doing things altogether. He made it quite apparent that he was not pleased that we had already paid off, or my parents, rather, had already paid off the braces, yet I was still having appointments and he was still having to work, I suppose, what he considered for free, you know, despite having already paid for the braces. And so I just kind of blew it off, and then kind of just, in blowing it off, kind of stopped wearing the retainer, and I had misplaced it, lost it. I've since tried to find it just to see what would happen if I tried to fit my retainer again, but my teeth have indeed moved a little bit. Still, you know, I not quite have any of the overbite, really, but ended up with a little bit of a gap in my teeth. My back teeth. It was really strange timing. Right after I got my braces out, I also got all 4 of my wisdom teeth out, and I feel like that was a bad idea because the teeth furthest back that would have been next to the wisdom teeth then have shifted to try to fill that gap where the wisdom teeth were, and so those are a little bit wonky in the back, and I have a gap in my front of my teeth. It's character building. It's like, you know, David Letterman would not be David Letterman without the gap in his teeth, right? Right. I am in no way David Letterman. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying. And I actually, I've told all these stories, but maybe 100 episodes ago. Another thing that they had right before I had my braces out was, and I think that this was like an arrangement, like my orthodontist and this guy were golf buddies or something like that, but some sort of oral surgeon. You know, there's a flap. I'm touching it right now because that's great for radio or audio. Radio. Hello. WBBM news time. 12:36 p.m. There's a flap that connects your top lip to, like, your gums. A little bit of a horizontal or perpendicular flap. I don't know, I'm sure there's a word for it, but I had that removed because my orthodontist claimed that mine was large and oversized, and if I didn't have that removed when I got my braces out, I would get a gap between my front teeth because that would cause the teeth to separate. So, you know, golfing buddy oral surgeon got a you know, nice bill out of it, and that was an interesting experience. You know, I was awake for that, and I just felt the slight tugging and things, and then the doctor's and the assistant's hands became bloody. I'm like, well, I guess I got a piece of my gums out. But yeah, I had that thing removed, which was a pain in my lip, and still the teeth separated. I'm sure, again, partly the fault of never wearing my retainer, but still annoying. You know, that in a nutshell is the American dental industry. So yeah, did have braces. As you can tell, I was a little bit still, after all these years, still quite a bit of animosity about the whole experience. Judging by the fact that you simply asked the question, "Did you have braces as a kid?" and I went on for about 12 minutes about the whole thing. But yeah, careful, Lovey. Oh wow, you've been taking some fall damage. Hey, have a seat. Have a seat. I wish to heal and feed you. Boop. And a boop. Much better. So yeah. I don't know. I suppose I could now in adulthood. You know, my current dentist, which I'm again am very suspicious of, seems to have started to push certain cosmetic operations. Oh, you should have this done. You should do this. You should do this. It's only this much. You know, it seems like, what is this? You know, you're supposed to just... I'm here for a checkup to just check the general health of my teeth, and woo! That's what I said to him. And related medical areas. I don't need to be tacking things onto the bill for cosmetic reasons, but you know, one of the things he suggested was the Invisalign, I guess, to get my teeth back in order. The Invisalign are the basically little invisible plastic retainers that you wear that's, you know, sort of do the same thing as braces, but are much more expensive and perhaps don't do it as well. So I suppose if I really... Oh, sorry, no, I want to... Get back here. I was going to put a torch... There we go. I was going to put a torch down next to you, but instead I stood you back up. All right, let's go into the hidey hole here. I've got dirt on my bar. Have I been... Yes. I was slightly concerned that I was walking the wrong way again. Yeah, like that. Let's light that up. So yes, my dental history in a nutshell. Otherwise, I've never had a cavity. I've never needed any other sort of filling or advanced, you know, emergency tooth situation problems or anything like that. So that's the way that cookie crumbles. I take good care of my teeth. Twice a day, brushing. Oh, that doesn't work. I'm trying to click and drag. No, Kurt, that's a different part of Minecraft, a different version. Good teeth. I use Listerine every day Listerine, and I would recommend the same for a healthy smile. Bing. So yeah, thanks for that donation and question, Dragon Girl 617. And the rest of you guys, I swear I'm getting to your questions. I get so distracted and so on so many tangents, but we have so much more further walking to go, in Far Lands or Busts, and so much more further to raise for Child's Play charity. Please do so at farlandsorbust.com. I appreciate it. Thank you very much once again for your continued support, comments, questions, likes, subscriptions, warm, fuzzy feelings all around. My name is Kurt. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time.